If you brought a medical malpractice lawsuit and now you have a history of having been involved in a car accident and you brought a lawsuit for the car accident, during your medical malpractice case, can the opposing attorney ask you questions about whether you were ever involved in a prior lawsuit? And if the answer is yes, whether he can now ask you questions about the injuries you suffered in that prior lawsuit? Want to know the answers to those questions? Come join me for a walk through the neighborhood as I share with you the answers to those questions. I am Gerry Oginski, a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. The answer is yes and yes. If you were involved in a car accident and brought a lawsuit where you attempted to obtain money as a form of compensation for the injuries that you suffered from that car accident case, and now, years later, you bring a medical malpractice lawsuit against a doctor whom you believe was careless and caused you harm and injury, during the course of your medical malpractice lawsuit, the opposing attorney, the lawyer who represents the doctors and the hospitals, they will have an opportunity to ask you questions, many questions, about your current problems, many questions about how you got there, as well as what the extent of your injuries are. They will also have an opportunity to explore the injuries that you had in the past, or whether you had any injuries or restrictions, limitations, or disabilities. And one of the questions that they will ask you is whether you ever brought a lawsuit in the past. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, what does the car accident case have to do with the medical malpractice case? And the answer is, factually, it has nothing whatsoever to do with it. I shouldn't say if they learn, because they will learn. They'll do a background search on you and determine that, yes, in fact, you did bring a prior lawsuit. Now, why is that important for the defense? It's important because now they are going to want to explore what injuries you suffered in your car accident case and to see how those injuries relate to the current injuries you are currently claiming. Now, why is that important? Because you may have an exacerbation of an existing injury as a result of the malpractice case. Or the injuries you're claiming now in the malpractice case may be totally different and totally unrelated to what you suffered in the car accident case. So let's say you suffered a fractured femur from the car accident and you had to undergo surgery. And now the type of treatment and care that you are receiving as a result of the malpractice has nothing whatsoever to do with the fractured femur and the treatment you received for that injury. The defense is still entitled to learn what injuries you claimed in the car accident case. They are also entitled to receive copies of the pleadings, the documents, and the claims of injuries you were making in that car accident case to see whether or not they are the similar types of injuries to what you are claiming in the malpractice case. Going back to the title of the video, can the defense ask you questions about whether you have actually brought a lawsuit before? The answer is yes, they can. And you should know that they will know whether or not you have because they've done their background search on you. Then, if it turns out you have had a car accident case in the past, and now you were claiming you suffered injury as a result of that, they will ask you about what injuries you had in that case. They will ask you about what injuries you suffered from the car accident, and they will compare and contrast them to the injuries you are claiming you now have as a result of the malpractice case. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you because some people turn around and say one case has nothing to do with the other. They shouldn't be allowed to ask me any questions about what happened in this car accident case and the injuries I suffered from that. Well, the answer is they are allowed to, and this is the discovery phase of your case. And if they discover, and they will, that you were involved in a prior lawsuit and now you are seeking money because of the injuries you suffered in that car accident case, and now you are also claiming that this doctor or hospital staff caused injury, and the injuries are identical or similar to what you had in the car accident case, now they are going to probe and get very specific about what injuries were caused by which incident. Was it the car accident that caused this, or was it the doctor, both, or none? You know, I realize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you are thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, @oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.